What a great way to bring us in.
Welcome to this episode of the TLD live chat. You missed out just a moment ago. Like, people probably don't realize all the good stuff they missed out on is like in the 15 minutes before we start. Cody was showing off his new fancy mic. So Cody, why don't you talk for us now? You don't sound like you're underwater now.
Testing 1 2 3.
Yeah, last time you were like in a robot boss fight and you were losing.
Yeah, that's
I think
normally
that's
me
the
in
best.
technology.
This is the best thing about wearing this mask. Like when we went live, nobody could tell that I was laughing hysterically because of Jason and Cody.
Well,
you guys are ridiculous.
Yeah, they don't know just before this that Cody was showing off his knee skin and everyone was all excited.
There it is.
Okay, yeah. So awesome. We actually have a guest here. So we got Mark here from LA Police Gear.
How's it going, everybody?
Hey, thanks for joining us. I know you've been talking with me a little bit, but you haven't necessarily had a chance to meet the rest of the team. So, Mark, this is Lord Commander Snow. It's Cody. I don't know why he's got this crazy name. We don't understand.
Well, we understand. You don't.
Yeah. And then we have Jason. He's our reloader. And then we got Joe. He was our builder and our original Cerakoter. Now we just make him shoot long range and we laugh at him. That's about all we do now.
Yeah, and break stuff.
Yeah, but he's good. He's like our product. Like, hey, can I shoot at that and see how it does for durability? Like, no, we want to use it.
That's
it's a window.
that's the owner of the company. That's all he wants to do is blow stuff up. But
hey, we need to get you two together.
Right?
Yeah,
I need to talk to him.
Yeah, we have we did an Olight review, and we had what is that? An Odin?
Odin Mini? Yeah.
He was just dying to kill it, so he ends up shooting it with steel shot, and it doesn't die. The whole thing just looks like it's been through a war zone, and all of us just fight for it. Like, no, it's one more better. It actually broke off the mount, so we JB welded it to the mount, and still everybody wants that needs to go on my gun.
Yep. Yeah. No, the best part about that whole video was starting off. I unboxed it by running it over with my truck.
Yeah.
That was the best part.
And you just shook everything out of the box like a soda.
Yeah.
Let's get everything out of here.
Just dumped it out.
So for all of our viewers, Mark, do you want to go and introduce yourself? And Mark's from LA Police Gear, but if you'd like to introduce yourself and say who you are, what you do, for everybody out here.
Sure. Yeah, I'm from LA Police Gear. My name's Mark Hedman. I'm the CEO. I've been the CEO for a while, but I started actually at the very bottom. I was the first employee, but I guess I started at the bottom and the top. I started with the owner out of his garage and his spare bedroom, him and his wife, and I do a little bit of everything here. Mostly now, I guess, product development and a little bit of website work.
Well, that's a good segue. So what we do on these TLD live chats, we like to reach backwards and talk about our reviews during the week. And people are talking about a Battlefield pickup light. Anyway, what we do is we like to reach backwards and talk about our reviews during the week and give the people who watch them an opportunity to ask us questions that we may not have been able to cover and add any sort of oddball comments they may have. So I'm going to start off. So obviously I was the one who did the Atlas plate carrier review. So big thanks for letting us check this out, number one. I'm really stupidly impressed, and I hope that kind of came across when we did our review about the amount of features that it comes in a carrier at this price. So we have a lot of carriers. We do a lot with carriers, and for the same price, I could probably buy a cummerbund for one of the others, and that's about it. So I think how many people on the team have been sold on one? Two? We got two? Jason just has, between me and him, we have 20 plate carriers, so he probably just doesn't need another one. Yeah. But I mean, just from the team, they're like, well, they're being mad at me, like, damn it, Walsh, you sold me on another plate carrier.
Yeah. So I think this was LA Police Gear's mad scientist theory or whatever from the get-go. Like, hey, let's send them one for review, and then everybody on the team is going to buy one, so we'll make our money back just off of the team.
And
that was our hope.
Yeah, I was thinking too, because I was like, why didn't we get the multicam one? Like, no, they didn't have the multicam one when we first engaged with you. I was like, oh man, that multicam is beautiful.
Yeah, I like the multicam. I think we're doing a multicam black next too. I think I just ordered that. So.
Oh, Braden got a stiffy.
Yeah. That's not a real camo. No, I'm just kidding. I love multicam black. So that's what Joe is going to need. So what's funny is I ended up giving him a battle belt, and I just started building it, and I built him his own. I was like, hey, Joe, guess what? You get multicam black because that's what I'm making you. So you get a carrier too. So
I'll take it.
What can you tell us about the Atlas, or anything you want to add on to kind of what we talked about on the review?
I mean, it really, for that price, you cannot beat it. It's by far the best thing at that price. What our advantages in product development is we sell everything. So we have already, like most brands on the site, we get to see all the reviews. We see what people like, what they don't like. And since we're direct with the factory, I just basically will take everything that we like and what everyone seems to like on our website and put it together into one product, make whatever adjustments we need to do. And we go direct with the factory, and we don't, the owner is really big into like, don't be greedy, make enough money so we all make a little bit of money and give the customer the best deal that they can, because they're going to keep coming back and you'll sell way more that way and everyone's happy. So that's kind of how we run with all of our products.
And that makes sense, because a lot of times we see these places that have a markup of like 50%. Like, hey, yeah, we'll sell it to you at 50%. Like, well, if you can sell it to me at 50%, what kind of markup are you giving to everybody else at?
Right.
That's really pretty awesome that you guys are selling stuff at a reasonable price. And sometimes we'll see things that's like, hey, here's an expander wing for your front placard for $80. And it's like, guys, this is an elastic that somebody sewed together and then put Velcro on it. So it's just crazy that, like, it's not a basic carrier. It's not like, yeah, this is one of those, you're going to get a minimalistic carrier and you're not going to get any features. You're not going to be able to do anything. I mean, there's not much missing. You know, even Joe and Cody and Jason, they have a little bit more like realistic experience and realistic training, and they explain to me what you would use this for. So if one of you guys could chime in and tell the viewers why it's so nice to have these QDs up there.
Go ahead, Cody. Cody knows.
Yeah, so we have operational experience while we were in the military. So the vest that we had was the Paraclete, and it has a cable system in it. So if you get trapped in a truck or underneath something and you're stuck in your body gear, you can just pull it off. So those disconnect clips, say you get stuck in your vehicle or stuck under a tree or something, you can just pop them off and slide out of the plate carrier.
Yeah. The nice thing too about those compared to the Paraclete that we had, like if you were to do that, and I remember in training, like one of them grabbed it, the instructor grabbed it, pulled it out. You're talking like a 3-foot cable that he's like reeling it out of his body armor, and then the whole body armor just kind of falls apart. Well, now you're spending 2 hours to put that back together.
Yeah, 2 hours, and you better have a guide. And it's never the same afterwards.
Nope.
It's never the same afterwards.
So
it was still held together with Velcro, so you still had to rip it off.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
You had to give some pressure to it. So I actually still have MSA was the maker of the Paraclete that we had deployed. I think they sold it, or Paraclete went off on their own. So I have a Paraclete for work. I love it. I think it's great. But for the price difference, when I reached out to Paraclete and looked at like how much would it be to get new soft armor inserts, it was like $800 just for the soft armor inserts. So going this route and being able to put some level 4 LA Police Gear plates in it, some side plates, man, I haven't bought one yet, but I will.
Yeah, it's money. That's money.
Go ahead, Joe.
No, I was just gonna say that one's money. Like the Paraclete is nice, but it's big. It's made for getting out of armored vehicle and running around the Middle East. That's what it's made for. I don't need something like that back home station. So having something that's a little bit smaller, it would be nice to have level 3, but you can only throw on level 3 and then throw the level 4 plate carrier over top of it. So you still have that advantage. I'm excited for it. What I want to see LA Police Gear. I'm a huge fan of LA Police Gear. I started shopping LA Police Gear back in 2010 when I first joined law enforcement because it was cheaper. I mean, that's straight up, it was cheaper. I didn't have a whole bunch of money. I wanted some polo. I wanted some boots, some pants and stuff. And so I went to LA Police Gear. I still have a polo from LA Police Gear from 2010, still hanging in my closet. So Cody had sent out a couple links to what do you call them, placards? Well, You call them placards or whatever.
Placards, yeah.
Yeah, and I couldn't believe how much those placards were that Cody went looking at. Like, just the placard to go on the front through the other companies that Cody went looking at was $140.
And that's
I'm
not
like, no.
That's not with any of the doodads you need. You need like
Right.
the magazine carriers. You need all the little pieces.
Yeah. I said, no, I'm just going to wait for LA Police Gear to come out with some, and then I'll buy theirs.
Yeah, we
There
haven't
you go.
started that yet, but maybe I just put a note.
Yeah. Because, I mean, that $140, like, that's almost twice as much as the dang carrier.
Yep.
Well, in the past month, I have 4 pair of pants from LA Police Gear now. So
Oh, that's a good segue. We can go backwards a little bit. I do want to.
Yeah.
There's 2 things I want to hit on though before we go to the pants. I love how the cummerbund also has a spot for side plates. That's also very rare unless you're on a much higher level cummerbund. Even Cry cummerbunds, you gotta pay some money to get that done.
yeah,
And
my
I don't know
shellback
if
doesn't have it either.
But the fact that I could fit this from my size down to my wife's size really kind of blew my mind. Like I ended up taking the shoulder pads out just so there's a little bit more flexibility. But it was crazy the fact that I could just go from a small woman's frame to a full grown man. But yeah, whoever needs to use it, this is all you need. Throw some plates in it. The plates are probably a little bigger than she needed, but I was really blown away that I could just throw it on her.
Actually, I have a question. So those side plates, I think it'll hold 6x6s, but I was gonna just extend the Velcro a little bit so it'll hold a 6x8. Do people run with 6x8s or it'd just be in the way? I feel like it'd be like really.
Yeah, I only do 6x. I have 6x6s in my duty vest.
Yeah,
my duty.
I think it may depend on your tactical girth. Like a bigger boy might be able to run those.
True.
Yeah. It might be hard to find those plates unless you guys are going to carry them.
Yeah, we have actually 6x6, 6x8 coming. I think it should have been here already, but it got delayed. And we have 11x14s, 8x10s, different kinds of shooter cuts. I think we have like 10 different ones.
Can this fit in 11x14 too? Another customer asked us that, and I was like, I don't think so.
No, it won't.
Yeah, I didn't have a carrier that could fit in 11x14. I was like, I don't know.
There's very few, and we were gonna make one, but there's not. I mean, you got to be a pretty big fella to need that. So I don't think there's enough demand for us to make it.
That's what Chuck from 1441 Gear was looking for, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I was like, I don't have a carrier that'll carry that, and I have a bunch of carriers.
Shellback has a couple, I think, that do it, but not many people make it.
I told him to buy some LA Police Gear level 4 plates and just ditch what he had. He was like, just start over. Like it's not that expensive.
Not for giving up steel plates for ceramic and only having to spend a couple $100. Like,
and people nowadays,
that's worth it.
You could sell those steel for $80 a piece, and then just buy some actual good ceramics and be done with it. So
yeah, I mean, like, think about this. This will blow your mind. Like, okay, with everything that's been happening, I want to get bug out kits for my entire family. Well, I'm going to put level 4 plates for my entire family. I have a family of 4. You could do that through LA Police Gear for just over $1,000. Think about that.
Yeah. You could do your
entire family, like level 4 plates and kit for just over $1,000. Like most of the places, $1,000 only buys you 2 plates, maybe a carrier, maybe one.
We got some carriers we're going to show up soon. They're like, man, you can't even get the carrier. Like that's about it. Like, carrier, you don't get no plates or anything.
Yeah,
like, well,
that's crazy.
So I think that's the craziest part is to see, because we see a lot of carriers. I think that's something I tried to reiterate on the channel, on the video, was most people don't know what they want, because it's rare when you can have like 6 or 7 carriers in front of you and you're like, oh, you have an inherent value with the cost. So you're like, okay, well, I paid the most for it, so that means I have the best. And that's rarely the case, particularly when you can have multiple carriers in front of you and you're like, listen, this one costs $80. This one costs $600. What's the difference? Like, oh, that one has Velcro on the inside. Like, that's not that important.
It has a zipper.
Yeah, this one has a zipper.
And it's not just that. Not only do you not know what you want, but even when you get something, you think that it's perfect or whatever, and then you get in a different situation, and it's not. Like, take, for example, you put in the backpack on that one carrier. Remember that little backpack? And then we're like, okay, now go sit down in a truck. And you're like, oh, this is a problem.
whatever the internet's fascination is with those attached backpacks on the back of those plate carriers, I don't understand. It really confuses me.
Yeah,
But
take one trip in a truck and you're hunched over like this for 3 hours.
It only holds like 2 Lunchables, so I don't know what they'd be putting in there anyway. Like, I want to have some snacks. Like, can someone get it? I have to be like, can somebody get my snacks out for me? Because I can't.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe if you're on patrol and you needed to carry, a bunch of stuff, so you put like your spare radio battery and stuff like that and use the buddy system. But other than that, I mean, I'd rather just have a regular backpack so I can take it off.
Yeah, I would just.
Or else you're going to like take off your armor to get into your backpack? Like, nah, that doesn't make any sense.
All right, so
what about one that kind of clips in to where you can pull it off your back and put it on the front? You know what I'm saying?
Mark's right here. He's writing stuff down.
Yeah. So, like, have all the
and then
pouches
flip it over and
outside.
Secure it again?
Yeah, when you flip it over to the back, it's waterproof, and the pouches aren't exposed.
Yeah, it's just come over. I can grab all my stuff, bring it back over, and then clip it in on the sides on the plate carrier.
And then if you got to take it off because you're in a truck, you just pop up and just pull it over.
Yeah. Do you know what you could also do that with? A backpack. Everything you just said. Everything you just said.
But let's be honest.
I get it all backpack.
Like,
let's
just
be
put
honest.
a backpack on.
I mean, as long as you can snap it on if you're rucking or if you're doing something like that. I've had a backpack get super annoying with my kit on. So it just depends on how long you're out of the truck.
What you're talking about, Cody, would be awesome. Like, just have a regular backpack, right? But at the top of the backpack, have 2 clips, and then have clips on your armor.
Right.
So then you could just clip your backpack into it.
Yeah. What if the interface is everything? Like, run the interface, the placards, the backpack, can all interface together, and you could change mission sets. Let's just flip this over to another plate carrier.
Yeah.
Yep. Or you could unclip it and hand it to somebody else, and they can carry it or whatever,
Or put
that's the premise. That's the premise with the back panels on your kit, right? So a breacher panel is not for you; it's for your breacher. So he's pulling stuff off your kit to use it. It's not necessary for you to grab, but it just depends. Like, we're never going to be in anything like that, honestly, unless we all get together. But
I mean, if we were all patrol, and like, all right, Walsh is our spare ammo guy. He's carrying all the ammo. Then put it in the bag. Yeah, because you're big.
Because you have all the bags.
Yeah, and then we could just like, or if somebody went, if somebody was a medic and they had a minion following them around, then I guess it would work.
I don't know. I'm listening to all this and thinking I would, like, we'll stack up on a door for a search warrant or arrest warrant, and I've never thought, man, I wish the guy in front of me has a backpack for Lunchables.
But you did after you kicked in the door.
After you'd be like, man, I have the munch.
Nope.
You only want to get the ham ones. You want the ham. I can use ham crap right now so bad.
We did the search warrant one time at a farm, and I brought like granola bars and water after we were all done so people could snack. And there was this goat that had looked like someone shot its leg. It had like a crooked leg. It was trying to.
Goat?
Oh yeah, it was a goat. It was a farm.
Okay.
We did a search warrant on this farm. So this goat was trying to hop onto the hood of my car to get to the granola bars that were up there. It was. Yeah, just buy a box of granola bars and set them on the hood of your car. You'll be fine. You don't need a backpack.
And then we'll call you Lunchbox.
All right, let's transition backwards a little bit. Then let's talk about the pants. So Mark probably doesn't know, but we spent probably way too much time talking in our gun chat about your pants, like just LA Police Gear pants.
Not your pants. I mean,
oh man,
get this straight.
Yours,
Mark's pants.
Yeah. So Cody started all this when he was talking. He started doing his BFE pants review, or BFEs, right? Yeah. And then all of us were like, whoa! I need to get some of those. And then you guys started with the jeans. I don't know enough about the jeans. I'm gonna let you guys talk on the jeans.
Oh man, so I'm a Wrangler guy just because they're cheap, they're easy to find at Walmart, and they fit my thighs. I'll just leave it at that. So I have got I remember my mom bought me these jeans one time, and they were kind of like, I don't know, kind of like the LA Police Gear ones, a little bit stretchy, and I hated them, and so kind of threw them aside. And my closet's full of Wrangler jeans. And then these Terrain Flex jeans came out, and I thought, okay, a little more expensive than Wranglers, but I'll give them a try. By far the most comfortable pair of jeans that I own now. I ended up buying 2 additional ones. And I think Cody got a couple pairs, right?
Yeah, I
4
got
pairs?
1 pair of jeans and 3 pair of BFEs.
Oh, okay.
I like the BFEs, but the jeans, I am no more Wranglers, LA Police Gear jeans. Super comfy. The one issue I would say is I had to wash them twice because they bled. I washed them once, they bled. So like the tops of my boots are kind of bluish now. So I washed them again. It was fine.
Yeah, we're working on the bleeding thing. It's jeans suck. They're really hard to make. But the reason those jeans got made was because tack pants don't fit me. I'm like pretty small, and they're always too baggy. That's also why we made the BFEs. But I like to wear everything that we make, and jeans was the only thing that was missing. So I did it for my own wardrobe, but then they ended up working out quite well. That's also why I'm working on like tennis shoes right now, because I don't wear boots. I always wear tennis shoes. So that's our next project.
I'm like you're making notes of I'm making like side plates, tennis shoes. It's a good conversation.
I mean, there's
multicam black.
And the details in the jeans, like all the way to where the back of the cuff on the jeans is reinforced. I've never seen that on a different pair of pants. I don't normally I wear boots and stuff like that, so my pants don't drag. But I know Joe, you have that issue in a lot of your pants where they fray in the back. So these are reinforced to protect against that.
I need to get a pair, but I'm wearing semi-stretchy jeans right now, and I'm not the biggest fan when they stretch. I want jeans that have room for people thighs and whatever you have in your pocket, right? I hate when I have my keys in my pocket, and standing up you can see that I have my keys in my pocket.
Well, it's like 98% cotton, only 2% spandex. They're super comfortable.
Now, I haven't dug into them. Do they have like pockets like the BFE and stuff do for like
I mean, not cargo, but you do have some
mag pockets.
Yep. No, that's awesome.
And we even on the, I don't know if we do on the BFE, but the jeans have it. So a lot of times at the like hand pocket, they'll put a little reinforced spot for your knife. That's there. You just can't see it. We just did it on the inside.
Oh,
so it's still like double layered, but you don't have a big patch on.
Nice.
That's where I put my multi-tools in that pocket.
Yeah. It seems so small, but the fact you guys do the pocket and then level it out for like just that inch makes it so you can put any like a Leatherman or a knife in your pocket so much easier. I love my BFEs for those. Didn't you just do an update? Didn't you just do an update to add multicam to the BFEs, or was that some other lines? I don't remember which line got the multicams.
Multicam was the Atlas, the basic operator, and the Urban Ops, but BFEs I think will be in multicam in like a couple weeks, maybe something like that.
Oh yeah,
we just took pictures of them.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, I definitely want to check that out. I know you and I have been talking a little bit because there's a video we want to do. We'll do a little bit of the secret sneak peek to some of the viewers. At one point, we want to compare some of these ridiculously high-end pants, like these tack pants, like Cry G3s and beyond the tack pants. These things are like $400, and I've come across a couple pairs, but I would love to compare them against like regular priced ones. So hopefully, I know it's something you guys. I don't know if it's something you can let out, but something we may work in the future is seeing some more reasonably priced ones out in the future and compare them against some of these stupidly priced ones. So hopefully people can get a better option for tack pants.
Yeah, we just went through like SEB sheriffs. So that's like the SWAT team for the sheriffs out here. And then Glendale SWAT, it's pretty like good SWAT team out here too. And compared the Cry. I think our sheriffs wear Cry, and then Glendale, I think, wears First Tactical or 511 or something like that. But the very high end, the $300 pants. Mm-hmm. And then we just had our big meeting yesterday, like fine tuning all of the points. I think we'll be able to bring them in at about $100 is what we'll sell them for, and that'll come with the nice knee pads, maybe.
Oh, that's right.
Does it have built-in tourniquets?
We won't, but I don't know if you guys ever saw, but 511 did that with their, or Blackhawk did that with their built-in tourniquet. I think they were called like the TPS pants.
Yeah.
And they had shirts too that had them like in 2 spots, and then they had them on the pants. They just didn't sell that well because there was like a big thing in multiple spots on your shirt.
Yeah, it just feels weird.
Yeah.
Are you going to do like the stretchy material like you see on the attack pant, like in the crotch and area? It seems funny, but it's awesome to have, particularly in an attack and like tactical pants when you're running and jumping around and you have the flexibility where you need it.
Yeah, we have that already. The Atlas pant has stretch in the crotch, on the yoke, and somewhere else. And the pant that'll like kind of go with the cry that has all of the features on it, that'll have multiple spots of stretch. Plus, the whole pant will be a little bit of stretch in it.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm excited to see that. Are there any other new? You guys do anything else with your plate carriers, or anything else new coming out from plate carriers?
The low vis, I mean, that's already been out, but that comes in stock pretty soon. It might be next week or the week after, depending on how that goes. There might be a new color in that too, but I'm not positive. Other than that, I don't think we're doing any more plates. I'm working on a new line of pouches. But I haven't had much success in getting exactly what I want. It's taking way longer than I wanted it to.
I'll say, just from our standpoint, we've kind of used a good bit of, I'm sure you're doing your level of development. We've done a good bit of the different types of pouches and seen both the elastic and the Kydex mag carriers. For me, it's Kydex all day. The retention, the ease of the re-indexing is usually the part where I want to punch myself. Particularly why I don't like HSGI, because re-indexing a mag with HSGI is just a horrible experience. Just thinking about it makes me angry. And same with a lot of the elastic too. So if you start looking into something, I really do recommend you do some of the Kydex. I know that's for something, Cody. Who's got running water? I know Coach is looking at
time.
He's looking at doing a placard. He's trying to figure out how to put the STAC inserts into his front plate placard. And we've kind of been talking about that all day, how we make it work. So there's another great option for you. Give us a good Kydex solution for mag holders.
Yeah, Kydex is harder for me because you have to like make a mold, and the mold costs sometimes can get a little out of control. But yeah, we might. We've messed with a little bit of Kydex in the past.
Well, it just seems like they take one main piece, like they take a long strip and they just fold it in and then fold the ends out.
So for that kind of stuff, they will. But then if we wanted it, I guess maybe it wouldn't be Kydex. I guess we would do injection molded because there's less labor involved with that. They can do more faster, so it'll end up being cheaper in the long run.
So these ones, Walsh, that you sent me,
yeah,
that have the plastic insert inside and cloth on the outside. What brand are these?
Those are STACs.
STAC?
Yeah.
I love these. Especially because you can flip them over and make them right or left-handed. I mean, in the retention, I mean, these mags aren't full, but the retention, amazing. Like, no issue with these.
I was just hoping for a mag to fall out right now.
Yeah. And so on STAC right now, you can buy just the Kydex insert for like $7 a piece. So I just bought a bunch of those for my new LA Police Gear kit.
Yeah. You got yours in multicam too, didn't you, Jerk?
Yeah.
Dang, I'm so jealous.
Oh, talk about customer service, Cody.
Oh yeah. So I made the mistake when I was excited and I got to put the plate carrier in my cart, and then I put some ballistic plates in my cart, and I was like, boop, go ahead. And then we started talking, and I was like, oh, level 4 plates. I got level 3 plates. So I immediately started blasting on everything like, hey, I made a mistake. Can someone fix this? And I finally got a hold of someone on Facebook Messenger. I'm like, hey, this is the mistake I made. They're like, okay, just verify the order number. I told them the order number. They said, verify the internet ID for the product that you want. And I told them, and they're like, boop, yep, we got everything fixed. And then I got an email saying, hey, this has been processed. You got level 4 plates instead of level 3 plates. And I thought that was amazing.
Oh, good.
Yep.
I'm glad.
So
sometimes we've been falling behind a little bit here and there because of people working from home, and some people just are not good at working from home.
And Cody went trying to get a hold of them over the weekend, I think.
Yeah.
It was on a
Oh,
Saturday.
Yeah. But
You always get excited about ordering something on a Saturday night, and then you just randomly just go. Like, oh no, why did I order that?
So
I am excited to see more about the pants, though. So, Mark, is there anything else you want to add? You're welcome to hang out with us. We're really excited to do more with you. I know we're going to talk about seeing your low vis carrier. We'll probably move on and talk about some of the other things we did this week. You're welcome to hang out and hear our dumb stories and add to it and learn stuff.
Sure, I'll hang out.
If you have to go, that's fine too. Okay, perfect.
hey, Walsh, before we get off of the topic of LA Police Gear, what's our code for LA Police Gear?
Oh, okay. So everyone is out there. Make sure if you want to pick up some gear from LA Police Gear, you can actually save another 10%, which is amazing if you use code TLD10. So that's on anything on their website. You can save a little bit of money. And obviously it gives a little bit of love back to us. So we say thanks to you and help support the channel. So thanks to you. So we did do a review of the Leopold Rx2800 Rangefinder. Now, I think it's really important that we review some rangefinders because these things are so ridiculously expensive. Sometimes people don't understand what you're getting and what it does and what it doesn't do. Joe, do you have yours out of the box yet? I know I sent it over to you.
I didn't take it out of the box, but I had it.
This is a rangefinder we were going to be using for our 6mm arc review in order to go out to 1,000 yards. And the challenge that we have is a rangefinder that can hit 1,000 yards. You'd think that'd be pretty easy, but once you start getting into that realm, you start to realize you're going to spend $800 to get a rangefinder that can hit out to 1,000 yards. And it sells you on all these widgets and crazy stuff. So on this one, it has a TBRw, which is that card. See that card that was just in the box? Now grab that card that was just in the bag. I want you to see this. So this card, look at it though. Look at what your zero is. Go find your round, Joe. Find your round and tell me what your zero is.
It's going to take a minute.
Well, that's fine. So basically, he has to it's already going to tell him what his rifle zero is. So it's going to be like, hey, you're going to zero it 300 yards. And Jason Cody,
I don't even know what I'm reading right now.
Let me know if I'm wrong in that I don't zero at 300 yards.
No, I mean, typically for what we're talking about, like tactical accuracy, you're going to be zeroing at 50. I know in the military we zero at simulated 100-yard targets.
No, it's 25. It's 25 yards. So then it's a zero at 25 and 300.
Yeah, 25, 300
in the military. Yeah.
So
but it's simulated, so the target is just smaller.
Yeah, the target's smaller. You're doing it at 25 yards, but the target is a simulated 100-yard target.
So,
300-yard target.
Yeah.
Okay.
Simulated 300. Yeah. So what
Google it. Crack a book, Jason. Jeez.
The TBRW then shows you your mil and MOA adjustments based on your distance off of your 300-yard zero. So if you put in 100 yards, it tells you to go down like 5 mil, which makes no sense. It's just super confusing. And you can't adjust it in any way. There's no way to change what your zero is. It's just set and locked in. And then it's got a really...
But I mean, on this card, the closest sight-in range is 200 yards. So
closest.
I don't even know what this means, dude. Bullet path height at 600 yards? I don't know what my bullet path height at 600 yards is for the 6mm arc.
Why not? Leopold thinks you do. So this is why I had to turn everything off. And even though, did you guys see what I said about the wind function too?
Yeah, dude.
It just gives you a 10-mile-an-hour wind. So it's like, oh, you're gonna shoot it.
I'd rather guess. I would, man. I would rather guess. I'd be like, well, that feels about 5 miles an hour. Fire for effect.
Close enough. Well, because otherwise it's gonna spit out to you let's say it spits out to you, Joe, like 2.6. I don't know what to do with that. What am I going to do?
The probability that Joe has 10-mile-an-hour winds in Colorado is very high.
Yeah, I mean 30-mile-an-hour winds. I'll have to multiply whatever number it gives me.
So okay, this is curious though. So Mark, have you used a lot of rangefinders?
No.
Okay.
No.
He's like,
just so you know, my background, I was a pool boy.
oh,
when I started here, so I have
good for you. That's awesome, dude. And now you're the CEO of.
I was also
Yeah,
17. So.
We talk about how to
That's
go
awesome.
up the ladder. Like you just start at the beginning and you work your way up, and you stay with the same company from the beginning.
Mark's living the American dream right now.
Hey,
Right, American dream, pool boy.
Now I run all this with all me and my cards. We run all this show.
So now I see the influence in the jeans. That was just those pockets are for like pool tools, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Pool tools?
That's
Yeah.
hole in there.
Pool tools? What kind of pool tools are you putting in your pocket?
What are
The little, those
What are
skimmers
pool
and
tools?
stuff.
You just put those in your pocket?
A skimmer.
so? Okay,
Mark, where are you guys based out of? You're still
We're,
based out of.
we're north of Los Angeles.
Okay,
Okay.
you're still based out of there. Is there any? I mean,
Did you
we
think it
watch
was
the news and a
Louisiana
lot of
police
people.
gear?
No, I knew LA Police Gear. I just was asking if they were still at LA. I mean, Thin Line Defense CO stands for Colorado. And where are you at, Jason?
Washington State.
Oh, cute. All right, so back to my story. So it seems like a lot of people are bailing ship out of that area. Do you guys have any plans on moving out, or are you guys staying in place?
We'd like to move eventually, but it is such a horrible process. So we have like 100,000 square feet of warehouse with $10 million in inventory. Like I don't even know how I would start to move, and my wife's pregnant right now, and I don't want to deal with it right now.
Yeah.
Full essay. I want jeans. I don't want to move. It's a personal thing. We're not doing it. It's my call.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Just
We
out
could
of curiosity,
start-
if you were to move like out of state, would you still be called LA Police Gear, or would you change your name?
We'd have to keep it. I mean, it's been around too long. But yeah, and if we move, we'd move, Texas or Tennessee or some place with less taxes.
Yeah, that
Or
question is more
Louisiana.
for Jason than me.
It'd be Louisiana. They moved to Louisiana.
Yeah,
They
it
don't
would
change
work
their name at all.
well.
It'd still be Louisiana. Still be LA Police Gear. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that.
I lived in LA for a while, Lower Alabama.
Lower. There you go.
Yep.
I was just gonna say you can start transferring all your inventory to Walsh and I, and then just move to Nebraska. We got plenty of room.
I
He's
have
got,
at least,
he's got a
at
barn.
least 50
Yeah.
square feet. So no big deal.
Does
We
this
put it
He's
all
got a
in the
barn
basement.
he can store stuff in, right?
Yeah.
What are you saying, Joe? Is it on? Yeah, the illumination sucks.
Well, I
probably
can
can't
see
see
it.
through your
It
mask.
auto turns off though.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it does. Yeah, fairly quickly.
Okay. What's the magnification on this thing?
7.
7 times?
Yeah.
Okay, that would be
I have
fun.
it all- I have it all set up for you in pure line of sight mode. None of the special TBRW, full illumination. No, I have the wind turned off. Don't worry, and it should be good to go. Like
Perfect.
you're able to range out. I was able to range out to 2,000 to 3,000 yards.
That's
which
good.
is surprising.
Now, if it doesn't range at 1,000 yards, you know what's going to happen to this, right?
Brown Owl's not gonna like you if you do that.
Well, I'm going to hang it at 1,000 yards, and I'm going to try to hit it.
No, try to hit it right in the glass.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
At 1,000?
Yeah, that's the only way it counts.
Okay. I'm sure it'll
But
work.
use it first.
No, I'm saying if it doesn't range out to 1,000
Okay,
yards.
yeah.
I mean, you saw me range out to 1,000. It'll range out to 1,000. I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, but I saw you doing it off of reflective stuff. What about off of a paper target?
I was doing off trees. I could get out to 1,000 pretty easy. It was like when you got over that, like it would end at like 1,100. Like it wouldn't do nothing. Like 1,100. It was.
Perfect. I'm excited for it. I hope it works.
All right. So, Jason, why don't you tell us a little bit about your Exped winter camping adventure?
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
That was awesome. So Exped is I was really surprised. They reached out to us. They gave us quite a lot of gear. I was supposed to go up to Mount Adams with a friend of mine and do some winter camping. Wife ended up getting sick, so I got stuck at home and did a solo winter camping trip in my backyard that consisted of mariachi music, and it was a rough night. So we talked about it as a snowshoeing, snowshoeing. I had all this gear that I had ready to go up. The plan is, and it's going to happen this next weekend now, is my buddy and I are snowshoeing up to Mount Hood in Oregon. So they've been pounded with snow. It's going to be fantastic. But I have a sled. I'll be pulling all my stuff out, him and I, and we're going to be snowshoeing because there's like 10 feet of snow. So I had all this gear that I bought and then ended up having to cancel that, staying at home. So I thought, I'm going to have some fun. So put my snowshoes on, snowshoed around the backyard, and dug out a spot to set up the tent that Exped gave me or sent me. They didn't give it to me. It's on loan. And
it's weird. They want your sweaty bag back, but whatever.
So yeah, I had an absolute blast, like just having fun making that video. And then the night that I tried to sleep out there, it was freezing. It was like 18 degrees, and the neighbors decided to have a quinceañera or something. And so there was just the camera didn't even do it justice, man. The mariachi music that was coming over from the fence.
Audio, like, I think that was probably the issue. I cleaned up some of the audio where they couldn't hear it, but like if you listened to it before we cleaned it up, it was like very loud.
And I was just like, oh my gosh. Like and the guy is a good friend of mine. So I sent him a text and I was like, Manny, can you please just go home or something? Like turn off your music. For the love of everything holy, please stop. And it was like
take this down to the VFW like everybody else does.
Yeah, like 11:30 at night, he sends me a text. He's like, I'm sorry, bro. Music stopped and they ended the party. And then about that time, my son comes out to the tent and he was like, hey, Dad, are you awake? I can't sleep. So he joined me and ended up just sleeping out in the backyard. We had like 10 inches of snow. It was a blast. A really good test of the gear. Exped gear it's really good. I mean, it was just one night. It did get down below freezing. So we're going to kind of put it through its paces. This next week, we're going to go out Thursday night, Friday night up to Mount Hood, and my buddy and I. And there's going to be some new videography that I've never really practiced before. So that's going to be kind of fun. And yeah, I love outdoor stuff. So I'm going to be doing a lot more camping.
I mean, we say it on a joke, right? But you need to test your gear before you go out in stuff like that. Like if you're out camping in 0-degree weather and you don't know if your equipment is top notch and if you're going to be able to handle 0-degree weather, that's how people die.
Right.
So setting it up in your backyard was actually really smart. And hats off to you. I think it was awesome to do it like that.
I set up the camera to make it look at the opening scene, if you will. You couldn't tell. I don't think you could tell that I was in my backyard. I tried to do that on purpose because I had a little fun at the beginning with my son decided to help out, or I was pretending like there was someone sneaking around in the woods or something. That was probably my favorite. I don't even remember. He was just like he was just kind of stuttering. And then I was like, doesn't mom need you? Right, go back inside. So
I thought it hilarious.
Yes, I mean, Joker's have a good point. So what were some of your lessons learned from using it in the backyard? Like things you because you almost hiked out 3 miles.
Yeah.
The trail was closed. You would have been 3 miles out, -20, and like, man, good luck.
So the biggest thing for me, like I looked at the weather for my backyard and I saw, okay, it's going to get down to 18 degrees. I have a 20-degree sleeping bag. And for those of you that are unaware, like a 20-degree sleeping bag.
Can we interrupt you for a second?
Sure.
I just want to say thanks to Harry Baloney for coming to our chat. You're a little bit late tonight, but thanks for coming over here. We actually have you're coming in late, but we have Mark here from LA Police Gear. And what I want to say to you is thanks, Harry, for supporting the channel. I think you've come to every single one of our live chats. You've interacted with us. You've liked all our posts. You've done a bunch of great stuff. You almost always comment on all of our stuff. So we want to say thanks to you. We all kind of talked about this a little bit before. So we're going to get with you. Just message us. I'll give you some information. But we're going to send you this LA Police Gear Atlas plate carrier that we used on our review. You got to buy your own plates, but we got a discount code you can use if you want to do that. But we're going to send you this LA Police Gear plate carrier. So thank you, Harry. We all kind of talked about it this week. We're like, man, what do y'all think about Harry comes to chat? We just give it to him. And
that was like, only if he
Unanimous.
comments.
you better
But
come. We're like 10 o'clock. He better. He better come in.
The stipulation is you have to put LA Police Gear plates in them.
That's the stipulation. Or phone books, whatever you decide.
Yeah, whatever you decide, you just have to. I mean, yeah. So thanks, Harry. We're going to send you this. So I'll get with you afterwards. We'll get some information from you, and we'll get your address and everything. We'll send this out to you. So thank you. I know Eyes Wide Shut, he had said hi earlier. He may have actually left the chat to go somewhere, but we want to say big thanks to Joe, one of our Patreon supporters, too. I want to make sure that you know that we're cooking some stuff up for you, too. So don't think that we don't
Thanks,
know.
Harry.
Yeah, so thanks, Harry. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Yeah, absolutely. No, thank you. So we're glad to get back to you.
I really wish Walsh would use his real name.
Yeah.
It's Harry Baloney. Yeah, don't think us. Thank Mark from LA Police Gear. He gave you the sweet plate carrier. Now you just need to get plates for it. And then, like we said,
it's their plan all along.
Yeah.
They hooked all of us. Now we're giving it away, and they're getting plates for it.
Yeah, like he managed to sell like 5 sets just by giving us one.
Yeah. Yep.
What a great business model.
Harry. All right, sorry, Jason. Go ahead. Lessons learned.
No, you're fine. So, lessons learned. 20-degree sleeping bag is really only good if you have the appropriate sleeping pad. So, your R value, and for those of you that are aware, like your R value depends on, it matters with how cold it gets. So, for a summer sleeping pad, an R value below 2 is fine because you're not insulating yourself from the ground at all. But if you're going to be sleeping where it's below freezing, you want like an R value of 4 or 5 and beyond. And it's additive. So your regular, my accordion style foam pad gives me an R value of 1.5. And then this inflatable one gives me an R value of 4. So you add them together, 5.5. But that sleeping bag that I had, thought it was going to be good. It says 20 degrees. It's going to get down to about 20 degrees, maybe a little bit lower. I froze, man. I had my thermals on. I had wool socks on, thermal bottoms, thermal tops, and I was cold out there. So luckily I had my Wiggy sleep system, which is it's basically 2 sleeping bags, one inside the other. So I just threw the outer on top, and then I got too hot. I had to take off my thermals and take off my socks because that's rated down to like -50 or -60. The other thing is lighting. Like I had an O lantern, and not knowing what your gear can do, the whole time I'm like, this thing is not bright at all. It's terrible. It's garbage. And then I was telling my wife about it when I was back inside the house next day, and I was like, yeah, this thing, look at this. It's like barely turned on. And I held the button on and it went like turbo mode and blinded all of us in the kitchen. We're like, oh my gosh, turn it off, turn it off. So knowing what your gear can do before you go out is really beneficial. So that was a really fun one. A lot of lessons learned, and I did in my backyard, which was nice. So this next weekend is going to be, not this coming weekend, the following weekend is going to be fantastic. Actually going to be snowshoeing out 2 or 3 miles and setting up the tent and having some fun, chopping some wood down and building a fire and doing man stuff. Yeah.
I think it sounds so funny. It was kind of an accident that you end up doing it in your backyard, but I couldn't have imagined if you would have just gone out there and you were like, well, we'll see how it goes. Like, I think there's a huge lesson learned, even by accident. I probably wouldn't have done that, but no, I'll be good. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, why would I?
In high school, we went out camping in the mountains of New Mexico, and we took the tent my dad had that he had since the 70s. My dad, that guy, I've had that for 25 years. I've had that for 30 years. So we take this tent up.
Never guessed.
Right? We take this tent up, and it's supposed to be nice. We're in the mountains. It's supposed to be nice. We take normal sleeping bags, and we woke up the next morning. All of the waterproofing for the entire tent had worn off over time. So the feet of our sleeping bags and our pillow were completely drenched, and we're like, what in the heck happened? We open up the tent, and it snowed, like it dumped snow, like a couple feet of snow. And we're like, oh man, this is terrible. So knowing what your gear is capable of before you go out. Luckily, we went camping not but, a mile from our house.
Yeah.
But
me, you're absolutely right, Joe. Like if I would have gone out, Mount Hood for me is like, it's like a 4 or 5 hour drive. Like if I forget something, I'm not going to be driving home to pick it up.
Yeah.
So, and then having the other thing too that I realized, like I packed my bag getting ready for this Mount Adams trip, all my camping gear, but then all of the videography stuff, because I'm trying to document it for our viewers. And now you're looking at, normally I would go out, it'd be a 35-pound pack, but with all the videography, the tripods, cameras, you're talking about a 45-pound plus pack. So, and my buddy's a YouTuber as well, so same thing's going with him. So we decided, well, we'll just get the sled. So the lighter stuff, the accordion, camping mats and stuff we could throw on the sled, I could clip it to my belt, and I could just be a pack mule that day. Not that big of a deal. The things we do for you guys.
Yeah, I'm interested. I know my range trips. My wife gets super annoyed. She's like, "Why do you need 6 bags?" Like, well, there's the tripods, there's the cameras, there's the attachments to the scopes. You have a million different things, and they all have to be in different bags. So,
and by tripods, he doesn't mean camera tripods. He means the tripods that he shoots guns off of.
No, it can shoot. It can shoot off of. We just haven't done that yet. No, listen, Harry. Harry can't be laughing. We're doing nice things.
Every time Braden and I, or Walsh and I, have gone to the range, we forgot something that's vital to shooting. Not necessarily the video part. He's always covered that. But I know one time we got out there, like when I did the belt video, we didn't have targets. We didn't have target stands.
Well, because we got so much stuff. We're like, okay, where's the targets at? Like, we're going to do this without.
We're digging in the trash for like targets that we can shoot at.
Did you bring the mags? No, I thought you did. Well, I guess we're single feeding these.
Where are the guns?
I ended up getting what were those targets? The clay pigeons. I ended up like building him a target out of clay pigeon remnants, just like an X out of the remnants. Like, just aim at that. Just aim at it.
Just aim at that.
It doesn't matter. It's an accuracy test. Okay, well, we're kind of getting into the end here. Let's start talking about some of our plans for this week and next week. And then we kind of open up any questions people may have. Obviously, if you have questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. You have Mark from LA Police Gear. If you have questions for him, we can switch over and ask him questions too. If you guys have things you want to know, particularly about the Atlas plate carrier. Harry, if you need to know what size plates fit in there, he could tell you. And we also talked about the BFE pants and the jeans. So any questions you guys got, please throw them in the comments. Jason, do you want to start us out with your video plans for tomorrow? You're muted.
I knew that the whole time. So tomorrow's going to be a ladder reload. We're going to go over 2 different ways that you can do a ladder reload. One, if you have all the right tools, and one if you're cheap. So we're going to go over both those.
Why you would do a like explain a little bit what a ladder load is and why someone would want to do it.
So it's really finding like the round for your rifle. So every rifle kind of has that sweet spot, and it all depends on the bullet that you're shooting. Like, let's say you have a 120 grain bullet, and it shoots at a certain case overall length for your gun. Doesn't mean that your 90 grain bullets are going to want that same length. So it's just figuring out what load and round length and everything like that is going to be best for your gun. I
have this right here, Jason. Look.
Oh, Harry goes, you said 10 by 12 plates, right, on the video? Yes, the 10 by 12 LA Police Gear at level 3 or 4. Use discount code TLD10. Sorry, go ahead.
Look, so this is how important it is. That's 28.4 grains right there. Can you see the holes in there, guys?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we see it.
Okay. Yep. That's 28.4. This is 28.6.
Oh.
That's 28.6, and then right in between 28.5 is where I hit the 0.48 MOA. That's what a ladder load does for you.
Yeah.
And so as an audience member, then, if I have the same rifle as Joe, then could I use his same data to get the perfect ladder load for me?
No, because
if you want to blow up your gun, you could do it.
Don't say that, Joe. No, you can't. You got to develop it yourself. So even if you have the same barrel length, same barrel manufacturer, same lot number, the bullet that shoots good in Joe's barrel isn't going to necessarily shoot good in your barrel. Now, it might be a good starting point. But maybe your barrel loves the 28.6, whereas his low is 28.5. So there's a couple ways of figuring that out. One, again, if you have a chronometer and you have the proper tools, there's, in my opinion, really easy 10 round ladder load that you could do. And if not, there's like a 30 or 50 rounds, but you could figure out in about 30 rounds what your gun prefers. So we're going to go over both of those.
Awesome. And so then another really exciting one I got for Sunday, I was actually out shooting it today, and I was shooting, doing another optic review where I got to shoot the Palmetto State Armory 6.5 Creedmoor that I sold, that Joe's still salty about, that I really love shooting today, that makes him even more angry. The fact that I love shooting the new one we got that I sold.
Yeah, why don't you, so this is an in-depth scope of the team in our video. Why don't you tell everybody why you sold your Palmetto State 6.5?
Well, I sold the 6.5 because I wanted to get a bolt action 6.5 Tika to shoot more long range. And this is what so some of the viewers don't know this yet, but what I was shooting today is long range with a PSA with a super high end optic. We're kind of going for this just as good mentality. We're going to prove to you that a PSA actually is. So I was showing them some videos where I was in multi-target engaging very quickly from 100, 300, 200, 300, 100 back all over the place. And it's really, really amazing from a tactical aspect. So it's funny that I loved it so much. And Joe's like, yeah, built you that gun.
That's why I built you that gun to begin with. So for everybody that doesn't know, Walsh, that was one of his first rifles. I researched it all. I got all the parts. I put it all together. I painted it awesome. I sent it to him. He started replacing parts on it before he ever shot it. So he put a new trigger and new muzzle brake before he ever shot it. And I said, well, shoot it first. So then at least if the trigger ain't better, then you know why it's better. But shoot it first. Didn't want to do that. Kept putting parts on it. Shot what? Maybe 200 rounds through it, if that. Probably not even.
I would be surprised if I had 200 through it. I would be surprised.
I bet you it's under 50.
I bet you.
I bet you too. Yeah. I bet you 150 rounds. And then he comes back and he says, I'm not accurate with that gun. I don't want this gun. I'm buying a Tika. And I'm like, dude, you have to put the time in. You have to put the time in to get good with it. It's not going to be accurate at the Tika because it's a semi-automatic, but you can engage multiple targets faster than with a bolt gun. And that's the whole point of a SAS. That's what I tried to tell Walsh. And he sold it out from underneath me. I probably would have bought it back from him. Sold it out from underneath me. The cool paint scheme and everything. And then here we are. Fast forward a year later, and now everybody knows why I'm super salty about it.
Nobody knows this, but any gun that Joe painted, those are his children, and you cannot sell them. You cannot, and the only person that can buy them is him, because you cannot sell his children away. Because even now, Joe has asked me, he's like, do you know who bought it, and can we get it back from them? And we actually did. We actually reached back to them and said, hey, can we buy this back from you? And they're like, oh, we really like it. Like, oh,
yeah.
fine, never
because they know what I'm capable of. They put more than 50 rounds through it. They figured out that it's a good gun.
So one thing people are going to see with that PSA that I'm alluding to, we did a primary arms 5x30 6.5 Apollo reticle, which gives you all the bullet drops. So it negates the requirement to do any sort of turret adjustment. So since you have all of the actual BDC on the reticle, you can just quickly engage to multiple targets because it's all laid out right there, out to a 30 magnification scope, which is bonkers. So you'll get to see me engage a bunch with that. I got a little bit till that one comes out, but I probably had that scope for what, Cody, like 5 months. Yeah. So we've needed a platform for it. But what you will see on Sunday, we have the brand new Crimson Trace Hardline Pro 4x16. This is absolutely crazy. This weighs less than my LPVOs, has an eye relief that is absolutely phenomenal. So it's crazy to see a 4x16 of this magnitude. So hopefully you guys will like that video. I'm going to show it to you on Sunday. I think it hits the shelves like Monday or right on Sunday. It's not even out in most stores yet. So hopefully you guys can get a sneak peek into that. I really love taking a look at that. It has this really cool, like, I'll show it to you. It has like really cool like knurling and stuff on all the actual like knobs. So everything's way more aggressive. So you can actually get on it instead of like, I'm just trying to work the magnification forever. So I was really pretty impressed with it. Glass quality, 16x. We did our 600-yard test. I did that today. Was just blown away. I could see the actual bullet impacts on the actual targets. It was kind of crazy. Like I could see where people were hitting at. So it was pretty nuts with just the 16 power. So I was really happy with that. So I'll share that with you on Sunday. Jason, did you have something scheduled for Tuesday or no?
I might do my fire starter video. I'm going to be doing some homemade fire starters. Yeah, that's true.
On his Hellcat, so we'll kind of balance some things out. We gotta work that out. So Tuesday may kind of be a wild card, but I know the fire starter we've talked about for a little bit. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. A little bit more on that one.
Oh, I don't want to spoil the surprise, but I'm making some homemade fire starters.
That sounds.
And I promise I won't burn down my house.
Perfect.
Promise it us or your spouse?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so that's kind of the future and what we've been doing, what we've been working on. We'll kind of do a last little around the room, and we'll probably end it out. So, Cody, any last little notes you want to add to today?
I just want to thank Mark for coming out. One of the big things for me with those BFEs and the jeans now is I was tired of blowing out the crotch on my $70 511s. So I'm looking forward to seeing how long the BFEs last. But thanks for coming out, and we appreciate your time.
Yeah, no problem. Let me know if anything happens to him.
Yeah, will you immediately tell us when you blow the crotch out?
Please. And pictures.
Yeah. That's what I'm going to say, Mark. We need pictures.
I love the reinforced crotch. Like I made sure to add that in. It's like when they it's a little bit it's a little bit hot in this region.
Yeah, I don't know what that lady made. Those are like some old school khaki pants she found somewhere. I don't know, but they're thick.
Yeah. So yeah, Harry's saying thanks. Yeah, absolutely, Harry. So do me a favor, Harry, before we get off here, send me an email. Well, technically, it'll be Jason because he's going to get this email, but it'll get to us eventually. So thinlinedefenseco@gmail.com. Shoot him an email, and then we'll get all your information. We'll start chatting, and then we'll get everything over to you. So we're going to be happy to send this out to you. I already got a box set for it and everything, so we'll get it all out to you today. The tactical skinny jeans. No, I don't want. No.
Brownies. No.
No.
Speaking about brownies, it's going to look like a little muffin top on top of those things. We don't need that.
Yeah. No. Yeah. No tactical. You can't do tactical girth and skinny jeans.
No.
No. All right, Jason, what you got? Last tidbit.
Nothing. No, I'm good.
Joe, anything last to round us out?
Yeah, actually, so I got this. The Crimson Trace Red Dot. I have Ride-On Red Dot. And I also... Huh?
Sorry, is that the CTS 1000? That's the one you have?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Yes, CTS 1000. That's what I have. So I have the Crimson Trace Red Dot, the Ride-On Red Dot, and I have the Romeo, the Romeo 5, the Sig Romeo 5 Red Dot that I'm going to compare. I'm looking for another one to round it out, make it an even number. So if our viewers want to see one of the kind of cheaper red dots compared to the three that I just mentioned, then go ahead and shoot a comment on Instagram or somewhere. Send us a message. We'll try to get our hands on a fourth red dot and do a comparison on those.
I'd love to see
I got a Vortex Spark AR you can shoot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we do have a Spark.
I'm not a huge fan of that one, though.
I know. That's why you can shoot it.
Yeah.
Oh, I get to actually shoot that one and see if it's.
Yeah, I'll send it to you if you want.
Okay. I don't like it either.
Yeah, let our viewer try to pick the fourth, and if I don't hear anything, then maybe that's the one I'll do. So I'm just going to do a non-scientific comparison and give you my personal opinions. Again, a lot of this is our opinions, not fact. So that's that. I have an optic coming for the Hellcat. So I'm going to compare two different optics on the Hellcat, which is going to be awesome. I have my 1441 gear holster coming for my Hellcat. So we'll be able to see that. And I wanted to tell our viewers, if you don't know, go to our website, www.thinlinedefenseco.com, and click on the little bars, the menu or whatever, and go to, I believe Walsh, you titled it like Daily Deals. Click on that, and then scroll down towards the bottom. Down toward the bottom, we have all of our discount codes and links to all of the websites assigned to the discount codes. So It's like one-stop shopping. I mean, Walsh even has it broken down onto what kind, like holsters. Oh, 1441 gear, discount code TLD10 or whatever it is. TLD code, I think, for 1441. But he has all the links, so if it's a discount just based off of a link, then it'll give it to you right away, or you put in our code for the discount code. So if you don't know that, it's on our website. Save yourselves some money. Yeah, and I just want to say a huge shout out to Mark again. Echo Cody. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for providing that. You definitely sold us. I'm going to be buying one, and it was awesome to be able to give it away to one of the people that are always on here, always commenting, always being involved. So we really appreciate that, Mark. Thanks for coming, and thanks for letting us do that.
Yeah, no problem. Happy to be here.
Real quick, Harry, yes, that is the correct email. So yeah, just shoot us an email over there and we'll get you all the information you need to send this to you. And Joe, I'm really interested to see we're going to end this out, but I'm really interested to see your thoughts on the Low End Optics Shootout, because some of those have QDs, some of those have shake to wake, some of them all have different little features. I'm curious to which one you're going to take as the higher one, having a more tactical mindset. I'm curious which you're going to like best. So I'm going to want to check that out.
I mean, I just took this out of the wrapper, and I can tell you already with a Crimson Trace, I love this mount. I don't know if I love that it's permanently mounted to it, but have you guys ever seen this? Where the QD actually has a lock tab on it. Like, you can't accidentally catch it on a seatbelt or on your sling and get it off your gun. You have to pull back on the lock, and then it opens.
So Joe, one thing cooler now, the adjustment screw is actually toolless too. So you can open it and then you can actually spin the adjustment screw on the other side, and you can actually turn it to tighten it or loosen it, and then you can do it all toolless. You could just mount it and remount it without any tools at all. So
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I will say though, it fogs up pretty bad. So we'll see about that.
Open it up and then push it in. That's how you do it.
Yeah. I mean, the little Allen too far out, so I can't turn it right now.
Oh,
but
okay.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, read the instructions. That Allen is a little like catch. You have to like push it out so it goes further. Yeah, don't just break it.
with your breath.
All right, so I'll give it over to Mark. Any last little tidbits you want to add, or anything about LA Police Gear you want to plug just as we come to an end?
I don't have anything to say. Thanks for having me on, though. It was enjoyable. Had fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So we really do appreciate you coming out. I know you're a very busy man, and it's late at night, and there's plenty of other things you can be doing. So big thanks for coming out and hanging out with us and laughing with us and letting us try out this LA Police Gear plate carrier. I was really blown away at the price point. I don't think anybody can beat it, and the features that it's so absolutely awesome. So we appreciate it. Thanks everyone for coming out. If there's any other questions or things you want to see, as always, let us know. Thanks again to Harry Baloney and all of our subscribers and viewers and everybody else. So as Joe said, make sure to check out the page on our website. I put everything and our discount codes all there. I try to update as much as possible. I even run some automated scripts that spit out some of the newest deals. So keep an eye on that page. If there's only one page you go to, just watch the hot deals one, and it should do it all for you. All right, everyone. Thanks so much. Have a good one.